Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're diving into the world of Moroccan rugs. Imagine you're in a Moroccan market. The air is full of spices and colors, and under your feet are these incredible rugs. But we're going deeper than just buying a rug. We're going to learn about the history and art woven into every rug.
That's right. Moroccan rugs are more than just floor coverings. They're like a window into another time and place. Did you know that they've been around since the Paleolithic era? We're talking about thousands of years of tradition.
That's incredible. I never would have guessed that. So where do we start with this history? It feels like we need to talk about the people who made these rugs.
Absolutely. We need to start with the Berber tribes. They're the heart and soul of Moroccan rug weaving. These nomadic people have been making rugs for centuries, and not just for decoration. These rugs were important for their daily lives. Think about the Atlas Mountains. These rugs provided warmth, shelter, and even bedding.
Wow. It's amazing how something so practical can also be so beautiful. And speaking of beauty, the variety of styles is incredible. We all know about Beni Arain rugs, the simple and plush rugs that you see everywhere these days. But then you have Azila rugs, full of color and intricate patterns, almost like abstract paintings. So how did these different styles come about?
Well, each Berber tribe developed its own unique style. They were isolated by geography and tradition, so their styles reflect their surroundings and beliefs. The Beni Arain are known for their thick pile and simple designs. They come from the Middle Atlas region. Their rugs are all about warmth and comfort, perfect for the cold mountain climate. On the other hand, you have the Azila rugs. They come from the High Atlas, and they're known for vibrant colors, bold patterns, almost a whimsical style.
Fascinating. So it's not just about how they look. It's a deep connection to their heritage and where they're from. And we can't forget about Berber and Kilim rugs. They each have their own characteristics. Can you explain the differences? I'm already feeling a little overwhelmed by all these styles.
Of course. Let's break it down. Think of Berber rugs as the big category. They include a wide range of styles from all the different tribes. The word Berber refers to the people and their culture, not to a specific weaving style. Within that category, you have sub-styles, like the Beni Arain and the Azila, each with their own characteristics. Now, Kilim rugs are different. They're a specific type of flat weave rug, known for their tight weave and geometric patterns. They're usually thinner and lighter than pile rugs like the Beni Arain.
Okay, that makes more sense. So a rug with a thick pile is probably a Beni Arain, and a flat weave with a tighter design is probably a Kilim.
Exactly. And the Azila rugs are the ones that really stand out. With their bold colors and free-spirited patterns, it's like the weavers poured their emotions and stories right into the loom.
I'm starting to see how these rugs are more than just something to walk on. They're like pieces of art that tell a story. They reflect a culture, and even connect us to the land where they came from.
Precisely. And that's what makes them so captivating.
Okay, so now I think we have a better grasp of the history and the different styles. I'm already thinking about getting one of these for my own home. But where do I even start? There's so much to consider.
Yeah, choosing a rug can be tough. So many styles and things to think about. But it's exciting, too. It's like going on a treasure hunt. You're finding a piece of art that will bring something special into your home.
I like that. A treasure hunt. So where do we start this hunt? What are the key things to think about?
Well, first, what's your personal style? And what does the rest of your home look like? Do you like a simple style? Clean lines and neutral colors? Or do you like a more bohemian style? Lots of textures and bright colors.
I'm more eclectic. I mix modern and vintage with some color.
Yeah.
But sometimes it feels too busy.
I see. Well, maybe you want a rug with a neutral base and some pops of color. Like a Beni Arain with some terracotta or ochre. Or a Kilim rug with a subtle color palette. That way you add some interest, but don't overdo it.
That makes sense. So it's finding a balance between my style and the style of the room.
Exactly, and remember, size is important. A rug that's too small will make the room feel off, and a rug that's too big will take over the room. Measure the space before you go shopping, so you know what size to look for.
Good tips. I'm feeling more confident already. But one thing worries me. How do I know I'm getting a real rug? Not a fake one made by a machine.
Right, that's important. There are a lot of fake rugs out there these days. But don't worry, there are ways to tell the difference. Remember we talked about imperfections being a good sign?
Yeah, like a fingerprint for the rug.
Exactly. Look closely for those little differences. Machine-made rugs are too perfect. They don't have that handmade charm. And pay attention to the material. Real Moroccan rugs are made from high-quality wool. It should feel soft and luxurious. If it feels rough, it might be a fake.
So feel the rug, look for imperfections, and trust my gut. Are there any other warning signs?
Check the back of the rug. Look at the knots. Hand-knotted rugs have uneven knots. It creates a textured surface. The pattern on the back should match the front. But it might not be as clear. If the back is smooth or the knots are too perfect, it's probably machine-made.
I feel like a rug detective. It's good to know these tricks. Any other advice for our listeners? They're ready to start their rug hunts.
Do your research. Find sellers who specialize in authentic rugs. Look for reviews, ask questions. Where is the rug from? What materials are used? How is it made? A good seller will be happy to answer.
You know, I think I'd still be a bit nervous about spending so much on a rug. Should I get a rug expert to help me?
That's an option, especially if you're buying a really valuable rug. A rug expert can give you advice. They can help you make sure it's real and even help you get a fair price. It's like having someone to guide you through the whole process.
That makes sense. Okay, so what about the price? What's a reasonable price for a real Moroccan rug?
Well, it depends on the size, the style, the age, the condition. Small kilim rugs might be a few $100s, but large Beni or antique rugs can be thousands. Do your research. Compare prices from different sellers. Remember, a real hand-knotted rug is an investment.
That's true. It's something you'll keep for a long time. Okay, so we've covered how to choose a rug, but what about when we get it home? How do we keep it looking good for years to come?
That's a great question. It brings us to rug care. These rugs are meant to be used, not just admired.
So no velvet ropes around my precious rug.
No way. They are pieces of art and history. But they're tough, too. They've been used for generations in real homes, with families and pets and everything.
That's good to know. But I still want to know how to keep them clean. Is vacuuming enough? What about spills? Do I need professional cleaning?
Let's talk about a simple care routine. That will help you keep your rug beautiful for years.
Perfect. Because I want our listeners to be able to choose the right rug and take care of it properly.
Okay, so we're back. We've talked about the history of Moroccan rugs, the different styles, and how to choose one and care for it. Now I want to talk about what makes these rugs really special. It's more than just what you can see and touch. It's about the meaning behind them, the stories, the soul of Moroccan rug weaving.
I'm so interested in that. It's like we're going to unlock a secret code hidden in the colors and patterns.
You're right. These rugs are woven with more than just wool. They're woven with stories and beliefs, with the emotions of the Berber women who made them. The symbols and patterns aren't just decoration. They have meaning. Each one tells a story, or shares a belief, or reflects the weaver's life.
Wow. It's like each rug has its own story to tell.
Yeah.
How do we even begin to understand all of this?
Let's start with color. Think of it as the language of emotions. For example, red and orange are often used in Azil rugs. They symbolize joy, celebration, fertility, and protection from evil spirits. These bold colors show the energy of Berber culture, a culture that loves music, dance, and nature.
I can feel that energy. It's amazing how color can be so powerful. What about cooler colors? Like blue and green. I've seen those a lot in Berber rugs.
Those have meaning, too. Blue and green often represent peace and tranquility, a connection to nature. Like water and sky, they can also symbolize growth, prosperity, and healing. In Berber culture, water is very precious, and nature is important to them, so these colors have deep meaning.
It's like the weavers are bringing nature into their art. What about the patterns? I know they're not just random.
Right. Every pattern has a meaning, usually from ancient beliefs or tribal customs, or even from the weaver's own life, like the diamond pattern. You see that a lot in Moroccan rugs. It represents femininity, fertility, and protection. It's often used in wedding rugs, or rugs for the women's area of a tent.
That's interesting. I've always liked the diamond pattern, but I never knew what it meant. What about other patterns, like the Tree of Life? I've seen that in Beni and Azil rugs.
The Tree of Life is a symbol you see in many cultures. It represents growth, harmony, and connection. In Moroccan rugs, it often symbolizes longevity and abundance, the connection between the physical and spiritual world.
That's a powerful symbol. I can see why it's important in Berber culture. Are there any other important symbols?
The Berber cross is another one. It looks like an X. It represents unity, balance, and protection. There's also the hand of Fatima for good luck and protection from the evil eye, and the star symbolizes guidance. Geometric patterns like triangles and squares often represent ideas like masculinity and femininity, or the balance between opposites.
Wow. There's so much meaning in these designs. I feel like we've just scratched the surface.
I agree, and most of this knowledge isn't written down. It's passed down through generations. It's a living tradition, changing but still connected to the past.
That's what I love about these rugs. They're more than just pretty things. They're part of a culture, They carry the stories and beliefs of the people who made them.
Exactly. When you have a Moroccan rug in your home, you're not just decorating, you're bringing a piece of that culture into your space. You're connecting with the people who made it and with their traditions.
That's a beautiful way to put it. I want to look at these rugs differently now and try to understand their hidden language.
I think you should.
This has been so eye-opening. We've learned so much about choosing a rug, caring for it, and the meaning behind it all. I have a whole new appreciation for these rugs.
I'm glad to hear that. And if you want to learn more, we have some resources in the show notes.
Thank you so much for being here today. It was great talking to you.
It was my pleasure.
And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Moroccan rugs. Until next time, keep exploring the world.